Hey guys, welcome back. As you can see, we changed the our channel name to the New York Homeschooler. If you're not interested in these things, I understand. I'll still be doing my weight loss videos. Those will still be Friday. I'm sorry I didn't upload that. I did weigh in, and that will be up tomorrow morning. I'm still kind of figuring out things, and I'll talk about that. As you can see, this one is kind of trying to sleep. So I'm the bad mommy that has the light on right now, but he does that even in the dark. He's been having a tough time sleeping. Anywho, want to come on here and talk about homeschooling and scheduling. As you can tell from the title, this is one of the biggest questions I get. Being a homeschooler, do we have a schedule? Technically we do. Do we follow it? Not all the time. So I actually just redid the schedule, and this is kind of what we've been going over. I'm gonna have to retape this. I will post this as the what do you call it? The thumbnail, and this will also be on my blog. So if you guys want to check it out, that is totally understandable. I do work, and thankfully when I work, it's part of his schedule, even though you guys may not understand that. When I say cooking activity, and my lunch rest, and also after he goes to sleep, those are my times that I work, because I am a chef and trying to build the classes, so he's taking them with me. But yeah, so that's, you know, what I kind of do. And then like his free time, I have a bunch of free plays. That's also, if I can log in, I will do that. It really depends on the day and what I've got going. But I'm going to just start off with his plan. Sorry, I'm looking up. I'm reading. This is not for everyone. He is a first grader. Almost, you know, I would say we're a little over halfway through first grade, going into second. We've been homeschooling. Officially, we've been homeschooling this is our second year. But I did preschool. He was 1.5 through 4. He went to pre-K and then half a kindergarten in public school before pulling out again for different reasons. And I can talk about that another day. I kind of mentioned it in a different video, you know, in a bunch of different videos. But yeah, so sorry, I'm playing with his sand. So I'm going to do a whole bunch of videos on homeschooling, on projects, and yeah, so this one's for you moms and dads and grandmas and nannies and whatever. I know this whole situation is totally new for you guys as well. I just want to ease your minds, because being a veteran, we're thrown for the loop as well, because there's certain things that we can't do. It's a little bit less of an adjustment for us, but many of us have, you know, our kids take classes, or our kids are outdoors, or field trips, and it's really hard. Like we were talking about it earlier. We went out to our gym time, let's put it that way. Our gym time was to go, actually ended up being our other work time as well, but we went to go find some groceries for one of our cooking projects / dinners for another night. And I found one ingredient. I couldn't find the other two, and the line was ridiculously long. So we're like, forget it. We'll find it. You know, we'll just do that one, you know, later, another day, whatever, it's fine. We walked over 2 miles to the store, because the other stores were crowded on the outside, and this one wasn't, but it was crowded on the inside. So I'll have to look in Trader Joe's like early in the morning, or I don't know. We'll figure it out. I will get the groceries. Don't worry, guys. We have food. It's just figuring out how to do certain things, limited ingredients for certain projects. With that being said, I'm going to go through his daily schedule. Like I said, I just switched it around, so we're a little bit more focusing since we're not going out and being able to do a lot of things. And I obviously can't work outside the house like I normally do some days. So I'm trying to focus a little bit more on things, but you know, it comes and goes. If you have a schedule and you don't follow it, don't feel bad. Happens to us all the time. Excuse me. Anyway, so 8 a.m. we wake up and have breakfast. We don't have breakfast right away, which is why I don't start work till 9. We don't do the workbook until 9 o'clock. He needs time to wake up. He needs time to like get hungry. He's not one of those kids that can eat right away. He likes to, you know, slowly wake up, slowly get oriented with the room again. That's usually the time he can either play on the rug, kind of like our free play. He can play on the rug, or he'll be on YouTube. He's usually on YouTube waking up. That's our cuddle time. Even, you know, sometimes he'll come in and cuddle. Sorry guys, I'm thirsty. Yeah, and then 9 to 9:30 we do workbook. I have a bunch of workbooks. I will do a suggested for first grade, but these are the ones that I have for him, and we just switch up. So I have our geography book. This is what we worked in today, and I only do like max 6 pages. I don't want him to go longer than 30 minutes. I have our first grade, which has English and math. This is our English and math. He's gonna do, well, no, tomorrow's Saturday, so we're not gonna do anything like that. Sorry, I have a whole bunch of stuff here. And then I have a spelling, which he does 1 page a week. This will go into 2nd grade since we started this late. But basically it looks like this. And then, so he has the spelling words, he has to copy twice, and then it's another activity. And then our science book, which, this is only I think it's 15 weeks. Yeah, it's like 15 different projects. So this we do once a week. And then, yeah, everything I'm finding for science is so short. So we're just kind of going with the flow. And then I also have, we're doing French and Mandarin. We're doing, there's a bunch of, what do you call it? YouTube videos that he watches to understand. And then Hello English is the app we use. And then for French, I have Little Pim, I have videos, and I have flashcards. And I'm a fluent speaker, so I will speak with him. Yeah, and then, you know, it's a lot easier to switch things into French. So we'll watch movies and YouTube and things like that. Those are kind of our workbook. Mostly the workbooks are this instead of the French and the Mandarin, but those are what I refer to as workbooks. We have free play. Again, he can either have screen time, or he could play Legos or cars, read. He has, sitting in front of me, he has his kinetic sand. So like a sensory bin would be a good idea. Coloring. I mean, there's so many different ideas you can do. Again, I will post something on that. Snack time. I just let him grab something. Could be an oat bar. It could be, this week he's had Lucky Charm breakfast bars. I didn't buy them. Muffins. I mean, it's whatever we have in the house. You know, fruits. Then we go into our cooking activity. I know it sounds weird. We do a cooking activity / free play. It depends on the day that we do that. I'm trying to do a cooking activity at least 4 times a week. But that is based off the 4 different curriculums I have on my business, which are the Young Chef program, which is mainly for younger kids. Read a book, do an activity off of it. There's going to be an arts and crafts activity as well. And then kind of like a worksheet type project. That might be part of the art crafts. I don't know. I haven't fully figured this out. And it's now Saturday, and yeah, I got to figure that out because that starts Monday. For I'm trying to think. For a road trip through the USA, we go through one state a week, and we learn about the state through a video, history. We find it on the map. I gotta fix that, but I'll show you guys what we do on our map, so maybe you guys want to join in. Basically, we find it on the map. We find like something that's famous in that state, and then we put the I don't have the state flag, but I have the flag of the USA with our first state that we've done. Of course, I mean, we've actually done more states. I just haven't put those photos up. And yeah, so there's a quiz. There is another project as well. And basically we cook the famous food of the, what do you call it, of the state. The same thing goes with around the world, except each country, you know, one country a week. We look at the famous building, we talk about the flag, the culture, the history of it. We listen to music or whatever is well known in that country. Like we just did Ireland, obviously, for St. Patrick's Day. We made corned beef. We made some Irish soda bread. And then there's a quiz. And again, we do the same thing with the map. So our map right now needs some work, but I'll show you guys in a minute of how we work that. Actually, let me show you guys. Right. Excuse my mess, but here's our map. So we put the famous buildings up with the flag. That's kind of falling down. And then here's our major map. That is our USA map. So he can look at it. It's got a little jumbled up over there. But he can point out. And then we also have our globe, which we use. I like this globe. I'll do a tutorial on this globe because it's actually very special. If you guys see, has all these things. It links up to your iPad and you can learn more about it, but it doesn't have obviously every country. Okay, so yeah, and then the last program I have is our movie night, which sounds pretty simple. We do like a dinner, we do a snack, we'll do an arts and crafts project. Everything is based off the movie, and then after the movie we do a compare and contrast, or just basic questions like how did you like the movie, what's the setting, what happened, who are the characters. It just really helps with their English language. And you know, sometimes I'll put it in French. Like I said, we're doing French, so I've put Frozen in French, and I've put Beauty and the Beast in French. I mean, just little things like that. May sound strange, but it really does help. Okay, on to lunch and rest. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty quick. That's 2 hours. He does not nap. He hasn't napped since he was 1, but it just gives him a time to like, okay, this is my time. I can kind of do whatever. He's in his bed or under, I don't know if you guys can see, under there, his sensory area, where he'll just chill out. He can build Legos. He just takes it as quiet time. If you have younger kids, it makes more sense if they're napping. Obviously, their nap times may be different. I totally get that. You can work that around. Then we do our art class or gym or music depending on the day. His favorite is usually gym. Sometimes for arts, like we did painting the other day. Music, we have the piano, and we just play music. Usually we talk about where it's from. Then we go back into work time, where it could either be worksheets that we haven't finished, like the workbook, or I have extra sheets. It could be a game, board games, card games. He has lots of apps, or we'll do like a video, documentary. There's different things that you can do. That is our time when I would do our virtual field trips. There is a huge list that I have on the blog that you guys can check out. I am updating it. There's a lot more that I need to add, to be honest, but basically you can Google art and culture. It's called Google Art and Culture, and they have a huge link. But obviously if you guys are more interested in other things, that is totally fine. The other thing that we like to use during that time is a website called explore.org, which they have lots of nature documentaries, webcams to animals. We've been on that site for, oh gosh, he's 7 now, so it's been literally 7 years. We started out with 2 webcams on there about fish. It's his favorite. And now we've moved on to all these webcams. So it's really, really cool and interesting. Then we go on to our free play. Then we do dinner. You know, we prep dinner, eat dinner, and he can have screen time during that. Bath time. Obviously, being stuck inside is less than, we never do it every day, but as needed, at least 2 to 3 times a week, depending on your child. Could be more. If you guys like bath time, that's totally fine. Just saying it's recommended, not as much. And then we read and then go to sleep. Well, he goes to sleep, I don't. I'm usually up and working and stuff like that. So yeah, that is our, I want to say our first grade lessons. Like I said, we don't always do that. Sometimes our work time at 2:30 is not, I don't know, sometimes it goes over in gym, sometimes it's not. You know what? It's just a basic schedule. He knows the, it helps him just to ask. He'll ask, okay, mommy, what's next? What do we do? When is, he's been really excited for cooking activities. So he's like, mommy, when can we cook? When can we do this? Yeah, so that is our schedule. But I've seen a lot of people, specifically for preschoolers, younger kids, ask, oh my God, I have to set up a schedule. What do I do with these kids? Guys, like, I was actually an assistant teacher. But obviously I've had this kid and I know how to work it as well. Relax, okay? Just relax. You don't need to schedule their entire day. I put a lot of free play up. I mean, a lot. There's, let's see, think about it. From 9:30 basically until 2 is free play other than eating. Maybe we'll do the cooking activity, 4 days a week, but that's all free play. And then essentially from 3:30 to 6:30, that's another 3 hours, he has access to free play as well. Young kids need time to be themselves and they need time to have imagination. Kids cannot sit like this for very long. That's why I don't particularly like public school. Look, if your kid does that, that's totally cool, but I just don't find that they have enough active time typically. There are some schools that do, but it's really rare. So yeah, don't expect your kid to be like working for hours at a time. With high schoolers, it's a little bit different. With middle schoolers, especially if you're a New York City, if you're in public school right now and you're doing the distant learning, I've been told, I've actually seen the schedule because my mom is, she's a social worker in a high school here. And these kids are basically doing their learning essentially kind of the same way we do, but it's every 30 minutes is a different, it's a different period, so it's a different class. And they only have 30 minutes to like learn and do the work. It's gonna tire them out. Like, basically. I don't know how the younger kids are scheduled, but this is from 9th to 12th grade. As for the preschoolers, because that is who I get most of the questions for, you don't need to do all that. I would say breakfast, do a circle times where you talk about the day of the week, the month, talk about the weather outside, what's going on, read a book. If you're doing themes, I actually do suggest themes if you're gonna do the homeschooling. You can do a theme on, again, we'll have a blog post, whatever, on different themes. We did transportation, we did gardening, we did bugs, we did, we've done so many, I can't even think. We always do culture. you know, it really depends. Trying to think. There's so many. Oh, ocean, camping, community people, especially now. Obviously, you can't go visit everyone, but, you know, this is the time to really talk about it. Maybe you can write letters to people, or you can maybe Zoom people, Skype. Yeah, I mean, there's so many things you can do, especially at that age. It's more arts and crafts, reading books, playing, doing imagination. Those are my best tips for you guys. You don't have to schedule everything, but other than meals, snacks, and like nap time, it's just it should be just like free play. Maybe schedule 2 activities for the day. Like we do, like I said, we do 2, but 20 to 30 minutes is a lot for even those kids. So I would say something that would take them maybe 10 minutes. If they want to sit there for longer, they can. You know, at that age, it depends on your state, but they don't usually need to report, or you don't need to report for homeschooling until your child is age 6. So it just kind of gets them into a routine. You don't need to have the times of the on your daily schedule. I mean, there's so little. Just imagination and play. And, you know, the good thing is, I mean, they're kind of young, but you can do puzzles, coloring. You can go over your alphabet. That would be good if you want to do an alphabet, you know, a week or whatever. Numbers. There's a whole bunch of things. I will post it. You guys can follow me on Pinterest as well. I have tons of planned activities. I will organize that. My Pinterest, just look me up by my name, ALLYNEZNAMY. I will put that in the description. I will put my blog in the description to give you guys more information. And I have a ton of more information and projects for you guys to hopefully help you guys, because like I said, we've been doing this for a little bit. Yeah, and if you guys have any questions, just let me know down in the comments, or feel free to email me or DM me, whatever. Just contact me. All right, anyway, I hope you guys have a great Saturday. Yeah, enjoy.